Uh, the paper that myself and my co-author, Megan Senick, have written really reviews issues around the complexities of working with transformational change in societies in transition. The research that underpins the paper is based on a 10-year case study of the development of a leadership centre at the University of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. And by using qualitative research methodologies, particularly informed by Freiberg's work on phrenesis, we dig deep into the 10-year history of the development of the Leadership Centre, using in-depth interviews and gathering various bits of qualitative data from document analysis and other sources, really to look at the way leadership was being shaped in a society in South Africa which was undergoing great transition post-apartheid. The main findings of the paper for us really were around notions of working with complexity, working with plurality actually, and sort of suggesting a framework from that which looked at three major areas when working with transformational change. One was to look at areas of identity, and also within that looking at organisational identity as well as individual identities, and partly recognising the transient nature that identity can have and how it can develop over periods of time. Secondly, the second lens that came out from our analysis really was looking at ideology. Particularly in this context of a society in transition, there were many competing ideologies about what leadership should look like, how it should be framed, what it might mean, for example, to have a notion of South African leadership as opposed to Western leadership. And the third one was what we termed working with sites of struggle. It's very common, in management contexts or consulting contexts to want to manage away resistance and to manage away conflict and manage away difference. And what our research found is when you're working in areas that have undergone large transformational change and themselves are in a great deal of transformation, you really do need to work with these sites of struggle because otherwise you just send them underground, and it's probably better to work with different conceptions of truth, different realities, and the strongest and the most popular will survive. So we conclude the article, really having done the research, by developing this sort of conceptual framework, which we're now applying actually in some other contexts, for example in Libya, and some work that we're doing in the Philippines, where these societies are undergoing quite large transitions.